Now that I have my sign blank, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some text in on top of my sign blank. So I'm going to zoom out, and for right now, I'm going to be doing most of my work off of my sign blank. You'll see why in a minute. So if I grab the text tool, I can start typing. And I want to make that bigger so I can see it. I can adjust the size later, but I just want to be able to see it. So I am creating a sign for a cottage. So the address is 108. And I am going to select the font type that I'm looking to use. And I've checked out a couple fonts already. And I'm going to use this one here. Now, this is a light font, and this was a yellow light font that I noted earlier. But I'm going to use it so I can show you how I make the font a little bit thicker if needed. Awesome. So, if I were to put this on my sign, I could resize it right now and put it on my sign. But if I put it on my sign, notice how it just disappears because it's the same color. So I want to change the fill color to be something that is almost white, but is a little bit different than white if I put it on a white background. So it's not going to get lost in the white either. So let's maybe do kind of a pinky tone, something like that. Perfect. So now you can see that if I have this on the background, I can still see where it is, but now if I drag it over top onto my sign, it looks like the part that's going to be cut out of the metal of my sign. So now I'm going to zoom out a little bit. To zoom out, I'm pressing, holding Alt and scrolling with the mouse. And to move the artboard, I'm pressing the scroll wheel on the mouse, and that allows me to move the artboard. So now that I have that address, the next thing I want to do is I'm going to create another text box that is the address. So I'm going to copy and paste this. To do that, I'll hold down Alt. You can see that my cursor changed, and now I'm going to click, drag, and drop. Now I can double click on here because it's still text, and I can change the text. So I'm going to add the text here, and the text is Jack Pine Bay. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Okay, and I want to add an extra space in here because I want this to be spaced out a little bit. Actually, I'm going to go up into my character settings, and I'm going to space them out a little bit more with my character settings. So I can space them out here a little bit. If I select my character, all right, that looks like it's got a bit more breathing room. I like that. I can go back and adjust this later. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to resize this to be approximately what I'm looking to have on my sign. So I'm going to have my 108. My Jack Pine Bay is going to go below. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller though. Something kind of like that. I think that's pretty good. Cool. So I'm also going to create, I'm going to put an image of a walleye in here because for this sign, the people that I'm making the sign for, fishing is something that's big for them. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to get an image onto your sign. So I'm going to copy and paste the image that I want to use for my sign. So I have it copied. Let me paste it here. Perfect. So you can see that I can't just drag and drop this because right now it is an image. So what I need to do is I need to trace it. So I'm going to go up to my window and I'm going to select Image Trace. And I'm going to select preview. And now if I zoom in a little bit, you can see how my preview affects my image. And now I'm going to do a black and white image because remember the plasma cutter only does there's material there or there isn't material there. And now I can adjust my threshold just to get it looking the way I want it to. I want to keep as much detail as I can, but I don't want it to be obnoxious. Oop, that's too much. So right about there looks good to me. So I'll click off preview and I'll select trace. Now it looks like nothing happened. There's a key step I have to do. I have to go to object and I have to now go to image trace and select expand. And so now you can see with the blue lines that there is paths around this. Now I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to use my direct select tool to select the parts that I don't want anymore, which are the white parts. I want to keep the black part, but I don't want the white parts. So if I select that white square and delete it, I select that white square and delete it, I select this white square and delete it. Ooh, one more. And delete it. Now I have my image that I can drag and drop onto my design. Looks like there's still another white part in there I gotta get rid of. So let's grab my direct select tool. I'm going to zoom in. Let's select just that bit there and let's delete it. Perfect. So now let's zoom out again. Same idea as before. I want my I don't want my image to disappear as soon as I put it on the sign. So I'm going to change it to the same color as my font. Now I can do that by going into the color palette here again, or what I can do is I can just grab this eyedropper tool. Once I have my image selected, I can grab my eyedropper tool and select that color. I just hover over it and then click, and now it will change to exactly that same color. So now I can drag this and drop it into my design. It's maybe a little bit too big. I'm going to shrink it down a little bit. Okay. Now the last thing that I want to do is I want to create a bit of visual separation between the text and my image. So I'm just going to create a little bar that goes underneath here. Something kind of like that. That looks pretty good. And as far as thickness goes, I want it to be about a half an inch or a quarter of an inch high, and it is about that. So that looks like a good dimension for me. So I've got my rough pieces of my design ready to go. Now, as I'm creating my design, I'm also realizing that I'm not going to use all the maximum material size that I can. So I'm just going to drag my sign blank into something that looks kind of like what I want it to look. That looks good right about there. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And I don't want these corners to be sharp. I don't want to have to grind them. So I'm just going to add just a small bit of radius to this so they're not sharp when I'm done. All right, so my sign is roughly what I want it to look like.